course they didn't. Why? Of course they didn't. Why should we get justice? Why should we? Why should we? Why should we? As egregious as that was, they said, we don't see enough to indict. Must be nice. We get 16-year-olds getting shot over ringing a doorbell. And now they said, he had a gun in the car. He ran. Nah, we not gonna put him, we're not gonna get him and his family justice. Why should we do that? Why? Must be nice. All right, let me read this. Ohio grand jury declines to charge 8 officers who fatally took out Jayland Walker. Of course. An Ohio grand jury declined to bring charges against 8 Akron police officers, 7 of them white, in connection with last year's fatal shooting of Jayland Walker, a 25-year-old black motorist, officials said Monday. The jury of 3 men and 6 women, which included 2 black panelists, returned a no bill against the officers, authorities said. The grand jury concluded officers were legally justified in their use of force, Ohio Attorney General David Yost announced. The Special Summit Committee grand jury had been deliberating over the incident, which began June 27th after officers tried to pull Walker over for an alleged traffic violation of darkened license plate light. All right. The 8 officers fired 94 shots at Walker in about 6.7 seconds, prosecutors revealed. Yost called officer body cam video especially grievous to watch, but said officers appeared to have the justification to use deadly force. Police have said Walker fired 1 shot in the direction from his car during the chase. That muzzle flash was captured by the dashboard camera of another pursuing officer from the Cuyahoga Falls Police Department, Yost said. 3 of the 8 officers who opened fire squeezed off 18 rounds, while the others unleashed 16, 11, 6, 4, and 3, respectively, prosecutors said. It is unusual, although hardly unprecedented, to have this many officers firing their weapon at the same time at a single subject. The sheer number of shots is one of the things that makes this video so hard to watch, Yost said. That being said, it is critical to remember Mr. Walker had fired on the police and that he shot first. All right. State prosecutors declined to name the officers Monday and said that the decision will be left with Akron police. Senior Assistant Attorney General Anthony Pearson, a career prosecutor who presented the evidence to the grand jury, called Walker a good man who was acting totally out of character that early morning. Prosecutors stopped short of saying Walker sought to harm himself and prompt a so-called suicide by cop. I don't want to speculate as to what Mr. Walker was thinking at the time, but I can say this. Mr. Walker was going through a very tough time in his life, said Pearson, and that Walker's fiancée had died shortly before the deadly chase. He was going through a very tough time and he was hurt. And that night that he encountered the police, he was not acting himself. By all accounts, this was a good man, a good person with no prior criminal record, so he was not acting himself. While Walker was fleeing, he was clearly running with an elbow flying high before he is alleged to have turned towards officers. Pearson said, as Mr. Walker turns at one particular point in time, he raises his arm out, and at that point in time, he is shot by responding officers, Pearson said, showing still images taken from body cameras. The officers believed that Mr. Walker was a threat to them. They believed he was a threat to themselves and other officers. As a result, he was shot. Walker family attorney Bobby DeCillo said Monday, after the decision was announced, we've all been shaken by this decision of the grand jury. He objected to boards over windows and other preparations as casting all of us who believe in justice as people who would rather destroy things than have fairness. Walker's death touched off days of demonstration in Akron and renewed debate about the treatment of black people during routine police encounters. Oh my God. And of course, the NAACP had to say something, but okay. The NAACP and an attorney for Walker's family called for the Justice Department to open a federal civil rights investigation. The Justice Department responded by saying it was monitoring the case. The 8 officers opened fire on Walker, striking or grazing him with 46 rounds, authorities have said. After last year's demonstrations led to property damage, some Akron businesses boarded up windows in anticipation of an announcement about charges against the officers. I can't read no more. So 8 more cops get away with it. 8 more got away with it. JD informant, hello. NAACP acting like they're helping. They not. They just want to FaceTime on cam. Yeah. Must be nice. I wonder if Amadou Diallo had a rough day when them cops launched 41 bullets at him. I wonder if he had a bad day and he was just pulling out his wallet. Must be so nice. This young man gone. 96 shots, including shots while he was on the ground. Hey, you grand jurist, did you take that into account? He was on the ground. They were still firing. Yeah, you probably didn't. Mm-hmm. All right. You got it. Y'all take care. Stay safe out there. And y'all know what to do when the agitators of peace come to mess up your existence. Man.